Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to War on the Sea, a new game out by Killerfish Games, the developers of Cold Waters and Atlantic Fleet. This is episode number 34 of my Let's Play series, playing as the Americans and attempting to win the Battle of Guadalcanal. That's the campaign we're playing, Operation Watchtower. This has been a very long campaign in which we've inflicted very heavy casualties on the Japanese forces. However, because of the way the game works, the Japanese have basically unlimited infantry and transports, and as a result, they have successfully landed at Port Moresby. That base has not fallen to the Japanese yet, but it almost certainly will. I don't have the reinforcements to stop them there. They've also landed on the Santa Cruz Islands north of New Hebrides, and those will probably fall to the Japanese as well. We attempted to land on Guadalcanal, but we were driven back and had to pull out to save our Marines due to superior Japanese air power. And we are currently fighting the Battle of Milne Bay on the eastern tip of New Guinea. Losing Port Moresby would seem like a disaster, but as long as we hold Milne Bay, the Japanese are likely going to be unable to reinforce their position at Port Moresby and will allow us to more effectively counterattack them. With that being said, we've got to win at Milne Bay first, and that's where we're picking things up in this particular episode. This episode was taken from a live stream from my Twitch channel, so if you are interested in joining those, please click the link in the description. We do try and stream around somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time 3 to 4 times a week. I would say 2 to 3 of those days usually are during the weekdays, and then 1 or so on the weekends. With that being said, let's just jump right back into it. We had a successful rocket attack on a Japanese submarine last turn. There were some air battles, but there wasn't a ton of crazy activity. It was a relatively quiet turn, and we'll see where we pick things up this time. A bit heavy. So we did 1 Wichita. The Baltimores aren't available till April. Can't imagine playing this campaign till April. That would be a long fucking campaign. We'll go with some New Orleans then, I guess. Astoria. That's 128. We'll go with the Minneapolis 150. So 4 heavy ships. We'll go with, I think we can do we want 1 Atlanta? I would still be able to have 2 destroyer escorts, not 3. We did the Cleveland, that would give me 2 destroyer escorts, not 3. Let's actually do the Atlanta, because I think I can figure out a way to get 3 destroyer escorts with this. So we'll do the Atlanta, because I want more DACA. And then we'll do the Fletcher class, or Farragut class. Because I can do 4 of them. So we can do 4 Farraguts because they're only 6. Yeah, that's a pretty badass task force right there. 1 battleship, the USS Massachusetts. 3 heavy cruisers, the Wichita, the Astoria, and the Minneapolis. 1 light cruiser in the Atlanta. And then 4 destroyers. The game doesn't have the WASP, J Street. So that's why I don't have it. Okay, so let's hope they don't send large amounts of aircraft. Maybe not a line-ahead formation. Let's do circular. So in the lead at number 1 should definitely be a destroyer, so we'll put the Dale up there. So a destroyer should be in 1, 3, 4. I mean, really, I'd need 2 more destroyers, ideally. 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7 should be destroyers to be adequately protected. We're probably going to end up putting the Atlanta at 9. Adjacent to the Massachusetts at 8, I would guess. So let's do 1, 3, 4, and then we'll do I guess 6 is a destroyer as well in the Dewey, and then 2 and 5 should be heavy cruisers. So we've got the Wichita. And then the Atlanta, I want to be 9. So the Wichita, and then the... What is in 5 right now? The Massachusetts? I want the Massachusetts to be an 8. And then I want the Atlanta to be 9. So here's what we've got. We've got destroyers on 1, 3, 4, and 6. So we've got the Dale, the Warden, the Hull, and the Dewey. Sort of the front-angled shield, and then one on the left. We then have Heavy Cruiser Wichita at 2, Heavy Cruiser Astoria at 5, and Battleship Massachusetts at 8. We've got the Atlanta at 9, directly adjacent to the Massachusetts to provide some extra flak fire. You want to put Atlanta at 5? I mean, part of me wonders if having the Atlanta at 2 and the Massachusetts at 5 would maximize our anti-aircraft fire for the entire formation, but I actually like this setup here. And then 7 is the Minneapolis on the right flank, which is just way too exposed a position for a heavy cruiser to be in, but it's just the reality, I think, of what I have to do. Unless we wanted to do 2 columns, or 3 columns, could we do 3? I mean, you still need 1 more destroyer to adequately cover the whole force. You could put a heavy destroyers on each flank here, and then in light cruisers. But I think we'll stick with circular here. Send another destroyer toward Massa's group. I mean, I could, like one of the destroyers from these guys over at Milne, but I think we're just going to kind of keep this as is. These guys are in line formation. There's 7 ships there. They probably shouldn't be. Let's do circular for these guys also. Farragut at 1. McDonough should be 4. We only have 2 destroyers on this formation, so I guess we'll just keep line ahead. That's a long-ass battle line, but they're most likely going to face enemy battle or enemy surface ships. One Atlanta destroyers 3, 4, 6, and 7, you think? Let's see. So Atlanta here. 3, 4, 6, and 7. Yeah, I guess Atlanta's technically a destroyer leader. You could do that. Atlanta 1. Heavies at 2, 5, and 8. Destroyers at 3, 4, 6, and then 7. Three, 4, 6. Where's the other? Oh, Dale. I mean, it covers your flanks better with destroyers, but it does leave the Atlanta a little exposed and kind of further away from the battleship than I really want her to be. I actually think I prefer the idea of the Atlanta at 9 because she's right adjacent to my battleship. So from an anti-aircraft fire perspective, I think that's actually better than having the Atlanta lead the formation. So to that extent, we'll put the Atlanta back at 9. And I'll put the Minneapolis on the right flank with the Dale up front. I think this is our best ASW package. With maximizing our flak. Okay. So we get this task force going. Maybe we'll find some Japanese shipping in the slot before we bombard Guadalcanal. It is a level 3 airfield, so it is important to get it down to a level 2 again. As they start getting those levels up, their air wings get bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh no. Enemy ships spotted. They're going to put a landing down on Ranelli Island. They always have so many landings. Oh, we're going to lose Ranelli Island. Fuck. And the 300 fuel and 100 engineering support there. I can't launch B-17s because it's night. I mean, I can pull the troops out of Milne Bay to try and save it. I guess we can send the task force up to engage the fuckers. They won't lose. I won't lose it right away. What about my other troops that are heading to Milne? These guys? Nope, those are supplies. They need to go to Milne. Troops. So the Japanese will bring about 6,000 soldiers in their landing party, I believe. So we'll bring about 2,500 troops, so we'll be a little bit less than half strength. I could probably bring about 500 more out of New Hebrides. And then hold maybe until the start of the next week when we get another 2,000. But we got to be real careful they don't land on New Hebrides, and that'll royally fuck us. Yep, I get it. Troops land. Alright, daytime now. Can the Avenger get up there? I don't think it can. What's the course there? That's 290, 170. So 170, 290. That would be that range is too long for the Avenger, but we can get some B-17s out that way. Destroy some enemy shipping. All right. There we go. All right, let's bomb these guys. There is no unloading time, Sean Mack. It's just instantaneous. Oh, lo and behold, there's ships directly below us, boys. All right, so it's an enemy formation perfectly in line. They've got... What do they have? A destroyer up front here, followed by another destroyer, followed by a heavy cruiser, followed by a heavy cruiser. You know, if they still had troops on them, I'd say go for the transports, but I think we're going to go for the heavy cruisers as is. So let's go for 3. Do we want to try and skip bomb them? Let's go for under 1,000 feet. I'm going to try some skip bombing here, boys. All right. Unpause. We'll have the B-17s go in low. We'll get to the head of the formation here. You got to go all the way for skip bomb? I thought it was under 1,000 feet. I thought that was the game rules. You tried bombing at 250 when the game rules say 300 and it level bombed? Huh. Alright. I don't know why we're in flak range here. I would have thought we'd be safe. I don't really want to fly parallel to enemy flak. But we are. You're just trying to get me to crash into the damn things, aren't you? Alright, these guys are closer to the target here. A little bit more danger. So let's... A little bit more. Then we'll angle to the left. Give me those flying fortresses, boys. Target 3. Or no, target 3. That's the lead heavy cruiser. Attack. Now. B-17's angling over. Low-level B-17 attack. I've never tried this before. We'll see how this works out. Their wingtips could be touching the water for the way this looks. This is suicide. Let's go in, boys. Have at 'em. Oh, we lost one. I'm going to take a point of view from the cruisers. Second one going in. No, most of their bombs overshot, I think. I can't really tell. How many do we hit? Just one? Alright. Have this other formation fly south. Lead formation, angle out a bit more. Or try that again. That didn't work. What do you know? Alright, let's get back into position. We do have an enemy heavy cruiser that is ablaze. Give me max speed, boys. I'm wondering if we go in a little bit faster, if that'll make it a more effective bombing attack. Could try line ahead bombing. Eh. Maybe. B-17 Flying Fortress. Alright, let's see how many bombs we drop here. I wonder if you only drop like 1 or 2 a pass when you're low level like this. We'll level bomb with the last group if this fails just as miserably. But a 2,000 pounder on the front of an enemy heavy cruiser is not something to sneeze at. That's gonna do a chunk of damage. Oof. Lot of close-in hits on with that last salvo. The splashes. Come on, boys, you can do it. Did that plane crash into him? Huh. That did nothing. They didn't even attack. All right, boys. Get your altitude up. Altitude. Give me altitude. All right, lead group here. I want you guys to go in at like 5,000. Or maybe 3,000. Or maybe, I don't know. Let's try this at 8,000. Oh, these guys are still trying to attack. They're going to go around for another pass. So skip bombing in theory, Pasha, is what you would do with like heavy bombers trying to hit ships with their weapons, because essentially when you're coming at high altitude, a enemy ship actually has time to maneuver to avoid your bombs. So if you drop from like 10,000 or whatever feet, the enemy warship can put their helm over and they can avoid those bombs while they're in mid-flight. And so the reason that you would bomb from high altitude is that you'd be safe from enemy flak, but it's not very accurate. You know, no matter how accurate your bomb sight is, there's too much time between when the bomb leaves the bomb bay and when the ship can see those bombs coming down and they can start maneuvering. And so essentially you could go in at low altitude and you could bomb with tremendous accuracy by dropping your weapon onto the surface of the water, and then it could skip potentially into the side of the enemy ship, and it is much more accurate than coming in at high altitude. X Howard 052X, thanks for the sub, appreciate it, sir. Rossi Bully, thank you for the follow. K Bob 12, thank you for the follow. Candy Bro 12386, thank you for the follow. It is incredibly dangerous though to go in at low altitude. B-17s would do it at like enemy ports at night, so they would do like nighttime raids at Rabaul and go after enemy shipping at like 100 or 200 feet. And then much later in the war, B-25s would go in, like 2-engine bombers would go in, and they actually had like, they replaced their bombardier sort of part of the plane with heavy like machine guns, or I think in a couple of cases cannons, because it would allow them basically to suppress the enemy flak as they were coming in. Good call out, Newhouser. Yeah, you could also hit above the armor belt. So there were a lot of advantages to coming in low. They did do it, though, Sean Mack. The first skip bombing, I believe, was sort of pioneered in the B-17. But yeah, it's probably not the ideal. Yep, exactly. The ship could just maneuver and avoid the bombs. Put the helm over. By the time the bombs hit you, you've already moved. Now, the game makes it a little bit easy in the sense that you can see these enemy ships. They don't maneuver. So, there's that. Alright, this enemy ship is burning pretty good. So I probably wasted this raid. We probably should have just sent him in at high altitude all along. No, I'm Whippets. I want to sink him so we get the command points. It won't put him out of action long enough to matter. And honestly, they'll just send more convoys with destroyers anyway. Although you can see this guy is... He's fallen out of formation. Let's avoid dropping quite yet. Bank out of there. I wonder if he might sink on his own. He's getting real low in the water. We hit him with one bomb and a B-17 crashed into him. These guys are maneuvering. Oh shit, we took damage. Screw it. We'll go for him. I don't think he's going to sink, probably. It's just heavy damage. But I don't want to try and hit a maneuvering enemy ship, either. So it looks like he's losing speed. So the rest of the formation has to move so they don't collide. I don't want to try and hit that guy. We won't. Bombs are out. You can see him coming down. They missed. All of the bombs missed. I guess that's historically accurate. Damn it. Oh, they just finished off those bombers. Hey, that's kind of cool, though. These ships look like they're circling. So it almost looks... Is there any chance that maybe they actually adopted a really late appropriate reaction to bombers? Do I get penalized for heavy losses? Not on my aircraft. I want to fast forward this guy and see if we can't... Oh, you think they're just trying to reform the formation? Yeah, maybe. This guy's only making 5 knots. I wish I could time compress. It won't let me. Once these bombers get far enough away, we should be able to time compress. I think once the Japanese stop firing at us. Look, I have a cool chat. I need Nam. Alright, let's see if he sinks. Come on. Ooh, a nice there secondary explosion. She's taking damage from these fires. Come on, fires. Put her under. Anyone? You're imagining it, that it's getting lower? The thing is, if I let it get out of the battle, it won't sink in between battles. They only sink on the tactical map. So I'm hoping that if I just wait, this thing will sink. It looks like the Japanese damage control seems pretty historical, though. We're seeing a lot of explosions and non-stop fires. Oh, it won't tell me. Oh, I can't. No. Critical and heavy damage, but it didn't sink. So we've got our task force moving up here. We're going to try and intercept up this way. Any chance? No. All right, let's get some aircraft out of here. See if they can't spot this enemy task force as it escapes. Do we have more troops yet? Uh-oh. Enemy submarine. No! And I've got 1,200 troops on here, unescorted. And the game froze on me. Well, that's lovely. Alright, well, once again, guys. Okay. Alright, so let's, I guess, restart. It should, the autosave should bring us in, I think. I don't know that it prevents a loss of a merchant ship. I think it brings us right back to where we were. Oh, come on. It's bugged so that I can't... the fuck? Let's try one other thing then. I don't have a backup save. I mean, I do, but it's at the start of the stream, so it would kind of undo everything we've done. Let's try this instead. So we're going to reload into the same save. And then I'm going to do something to try and save the, or change. That didn't make a difference, huh? Alright, there's one other thing I can do. I think we can load into the tactical world, and that might work. Good reason to restart the whole campaign. Slick4444, thank you very much for the follow. Alright, so let's get back here, and then what we can do is click on the C3, go into the tactical map, and see if that lets us do it. Really? No? You're not gonna... You're just not gonna... Alright. I've got one other idea. Alright. 1 minute, guys. Let's try this. Can I go into like a completely unrelated tactical map? Hey look, it's our other cruiser task force. These pretty guys all in line. Look at that lovely, lovely Brooklyn here. Then we've got, these are, what are these? Oh yeah, this is the Australian heavy, or light cruiser. Then we've got the New Orleans, the Reno, and the Oakland. So we'll leave that. Okay, that won't let me into that tactical world. Work, work, work. Oh no. No. All right, let me think. 1 second. Okay. All right. Fuck. You're not missing anything, Pascabar or Rocketo Bunny right now, because it won't let me. It won't let me resume the goddamn campaign. So, what the fudge? Japan's solution to stop losing the war is to stop. Well, they're kind of winning the campaign. You want to go to bed, but you need to see the crash? I just don't know what to do at this point, because we could reload the start of the save for the start of this day. I guess that would be, I don't know, that feels cheap. But on the flip side, no Japanese invasion of Renel. So there's that, I guess. Try the Japanese side. Resave after loading autosave. No, you can't. I don't think that'll make a difference. All right. New C. I just want to attack that invasion task force again. Give me more B-17 skip attacks. All right, let's get a South Dakota going here. Maybe the Wichita. And then in Atlanta for good measure. And then we can still afford 3 Fletcher-class destroyers. Oh, but not that one, because it's been sunk. Let's actually do this. 2 Fletchers, and then we'll do 2 Farragut's, because they're cheap. So we're going to set up a task force of 4 destroyers, 1 heavy cruiser, 1 light cruiser, and a battleship. We'll do it in circle formation. Destroyer in 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, 4, and I guess 6. South Dakota will be in 5. Atlanta in 7. No, actually Atlanta in 2. Atlanta in 1, I guess. We'll put the destroyers on the flank. So destroyers in 3, 6, 4, and 7. Atlanta in 1. Wichita in 2. South Dakota in 5. We'll send these guys up to Renel, and then if the moment presents itself, we will bombard Guadalcanal. What's on this transport again? 2,000 supplies that Renel badly needs, so we'll go ahead and send them there. These guys are empty, so we'll send them back here. Okay. By the way, the only times I've ever seen that game crash issue when you're going into battle is actually with engaging enemy submarines, which I find interesting. All right. So, too late for bombers, so we'll go ahead and send these guys out. No Massachusetts, last warship. We tried her last time. Didn't work out for us, so we'll go with South Dakota this time. Okay, all right, these guys are going to go ahead and unload their supplies. Then sail back. Oh, by the way, we badly need more supplies at Milne Bay. I forgot about that. So once these guys get back to port, this guy's going to decommission because we don't need an oiler right now. But then the other cargo ships are going to... All right, so release... All right, the oiler's worth 15 points. That's interesting. Scout planes, sure, why not? Okay, give me aircraft. New Orleans. Just to see if anything's coming in at night. Seems to me like using scout planes in the middle of the night is actually a good strategy. All right, so everybody's scouted up. Does the battleship have scouts? I assume it does. Yeah, she's got 3 Kingfishers. You know what I meant to do is buy a Oklahoma City, given that was my grandfather's ship. All right, enemy ships spotted in the slot. 2 heavy cruisers, 2 destroyers. Can these bombers get up that way? Probably not. They've got 330 left. No. Having a carrier would probably be smart, but I don't have the points right now. Ignore that. Interesting. Guadalcanal. 3 oilers, 3 merchants, and 2 destroyers, huh? I wonder if we can intercept them in the slot. Swing these guys north. Yay, we get to have our Kingfisher shot down. Zero's incoming. Retreat, boys. There's their heavy task force, their screening task force, 2 heavy cruisers, 2 destroyers. All right, let's get out of here. Send them one at a time. I do have scout planes on I think the heavy cruiser in that task force as well. So I'm going to try and send this guy north to intercept. Not sure if they're coming down the slot or not. Task Force 8, huh? Middle of the night? All right, folks, we are about to jump into a naval surface action defending against a Japanese task force which may be moving against Rennell Island. With that being said, I don't know how we'll do. The Japanese do have some night fighting bonuses, but we've got a battleship in our particular task force, so we will see how things play out. But rather than start that battle and stop, 5, 10 or so minutes into the fight, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. We'll pick things up next time. Until next time, as always, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching the channel. I really appreciate the support. Leave your thoughts down below. I love engaging with you guys in the chat. And as I always like to say, sort of a little bit of a bit now, been so for a while. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.